All right. LDBC, this is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay, guys, I'm going to get my thoughts on this whole Ritchie Incognito debacle, because that's what this is, guys. This is the great big debacle. So, Ritchie Incognito, he was awarded, a chance at the Raiders. And, I don't know if you guys know who exactly Ritchie Incognito is, but I'll be telling you about him, in this video. So the man on the right, Kolin Kaepernick, he's been ostracized. He's been, blackballed from the NFL for merely taking a knee in protest of violence. But if you let, lots of other people tell you anything else, they'll tell you, well, he's race baiting and all this other stupid stuff that, racists say to black people when they don't want to be called out on their racism. That's just what it is. It's just what it is. And at times, I'll call it out. If I think something is racist, I'll call it out. If I don't think it's racist, I don't call it out. Okay, that's just what it is. But in my opinion, I think the NFL, they just showed their hand. They just pretty much proved that this is about race and privilege. That's what this is. So if you don't know about Ritchie Incognito, the POS on the left, if y'all don't know about him, this guy has hurled multiple racial slurs that people try to say, well, he didn't mean it in this context. And, that's what racist people say. When you have a non-black hurling racial slurs at blacks or racial slurs, period, using those terms, they always say that, well, he didn't mean it in that context. That's because you believe it. But this man uses multiple racial slurs, not just towards blacks, but towards Asians, okay, homophobic slurs towards gays. I mean, all kind of stuff that this guy does. And he continuously, he's been doing it. In 2014, he was bullying a Dolphins teammate, Jerry Martin. And if you look at Jerry Martin, I'm going to tell you, he looks like the kind of guy that you can just push around. And then when I started looking into Martin's background, he was a kid, he never wanted to fight. He was always that big kid in class that when somebody messed with him, he would tell the teacher that he's being picked on. Or, he just never wanted to retaliate. And you can look at Martin. You can even hear the way Martin talks. You can kind of tell that, he's soft. He's real soft. That's just what it is. So, Ritchie Incognito was bullying this dude. Bullying him, using all kind of, slurs with him, man. Just saying all kind of stuff. Told the guy he gonna bang his sister. Countless times. Told the man, look, I'm finna, F your sister. I'm gonna bang your sister. But a lot of the people, they didn't see nothing wrong with this. So when Ritchie Incognito got his contract, you had thousands of people, and maybe more, just saying, finally, the Raiders make a good decision. Finally, the Raiders not looking at what a man did, but the Raiders, they made a good decision on Ritchie Incognito. Yeah, this is the kind of guy I would like to lead my team. So you would want a guy to lead your team, hurling out racial slurs. And there's even a video where Ritchie Incognito is walking into a bar. He takes off his shirt, and then he just shouts out the N-word. Just shouts it out. And you got, hordes of people saying, yeah, man, this the guy I want to be at my wedding. See, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. If somebody is shouting out racial slurs and then people are trying to defend that, or people say something, and I hate when black conservatives tell me, well, you know what, that word, you can't let that word have power. You can't. No, but if somebody being racist, I'm going to call it out. See, that's just what it is. Well, I hate when non-blacks try to tell me, oh, man, you just complaining. But then, when it's their culture and if it's their race being insulted, well, now they got something to say. So this right here goes without saying, okay? I want y'all to tell me, what is worse? Kneeling during the flag to protest violence, or somebody, basically hurling out racial slurs, homophobic slurs, okay, bullying somebody. Okay, and this fool went into a funeral home. And I want y'all to get this now. I want y'all to get the mentality of this guy. He went into a funeral home where his dad was being buried. He asked the people to cut his dad's head off for research purposes. And people say, well, he was just kidding around. But when these people looked at him like he was crazy, this man said, I'm finna go get a gun, stormed out of the place, and all this other mess, causing a scene at the funeral home. And this is the guy that people are celebrating because he got a second chance. But Kolin Kaepernick can't. The guy who just peacefully protested violence. But see, I already know what's going down. And it's not just one teammate that's had this to say about Ritchie Incognito. Lots of teammates. They've said the same thing about this guy. This guy harasses people. Hell, it's teachers from his old high school that said he was the same way in high school. He harassed people that he perceived as weak. See, there's certain people that guys like Ritchie Incognito that they're not going to try that with. They're not going to try it with. They just won't try it. I can tell you now, there are guys on the Raiders team that I know Ritchie Incognito, that he ain't going to try that with. Because if he do, this dude going to end up getting hurt. And good for him if he do. Because in 2019, and if you openly showing your racism, then yeah, somebody deserved to slap you around. Somebody deserved to beat your tail. Good. Good. No rest for the racists. And then this guy, and I'm going to tell you, man, this guy, he was at what? He was playing golf. He takes a golf club and he sexually assaults a woman. He touches a woman with the golf club, okay, in her private parts. But don't nobody want to talk about that. Nope, because now people are saying, well, we're only worried about his on-the-field play. We're only worried about what he does on the field. That's all that matters is what he does on the field. Because the general manager, oh, well, he's a 3-time Pro Bowl. Okay. He a 3-time Pro Bowl, and he's a lifetime PG-13 channel. Mess up. Yeah, okay. I get it. I get that. So, he's a star on the field, and we should only worry about that. Because that's what we need to worry about. But Kolin Kaepernick, he's the problem in the NFL. He was the problem in the NFL. So let me ask y'all again. What did Kolin Kaepernick do that was racist? What did he do that was violent? Did he sexually assault anybody? Did he take a golf club and do it? Did he say he wanted to, cut somebody's head off in a funeral home and save their head for research purposes? What kind of a sick freak does this, y'all? And then you got people condoning it. You got people legitimately condoning what this guy, they don't care about that. Oh, this in the past. But Kolin Kaepernick takes a knee and he can't, man, he's been out of the NFL since 2017. And even since the 2014 debacle with Ritchie Incognito, he's been on other teams since the racial slurs. Okay, since the bullying, since the telling the guy he gonna bang his sister. All of this guy, he's been on another team after the Dolphins. Moreover, how are we gonna explain all of this? This guy's a racist. This guy, you definitely don't leave him alone with a woman. Because if you leave him alone with a woman, he's probably gonna try to have indecent liberties with the woman and force. Probably what he'd do. Okay, the guy's always drunk. He's always drunk. And this is the kind of guy you want on your team. We know this is racism. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you try to word it. I don't care if you try to get it into your little professional sentences or, however you guys like to word stuff. I don't care about that crap. Because when you defend this, that means you agree with it. And see, I always ask non-blacks, okay? Because they'll say, well, rappers say the word all the time. But, and I always ask non-blacks, why would you want to say that word? See, that's the thing. Why would you want to say that word? If the word, to me, is negative. If the word is negative, why would you want to say that? Because everybody else, okay, well. Because your response, and be careful, because your response is going to expose you. But some of you've already been exposed. Man, it's just a word. Well, don't let the word. Shut up. See, this stuff been going on. It's been going on like this, man, for a long time. It's been going on in sports like this for a long time. Where you get non-black athletes, they always get a pass. They always get a redemption period. Okay? But the black athlete, they can't get a redemption period. When you hear Michael Vick and you see a Michael Vick interview or he's on TV, the first thing you see in the comment section, well, Michael Vick, he was the one that fought them dogs. He shouldn't even be out of jail. That happened years ago. I mean, it happened years ago. Michael Vick can't get off that. Can't catch a break, can he? You see Floyd Mayweather. Whenever there's a Floyd Mayweather video, people always talk about, well, you know, he beat the mother of his kids. And Ritchie Incognito, oh, man, yeah, he just a guy that made a mistake. He's just a guy that made a mistake. He's just a guy that made a mistake. Ritchie Incognito continuously make mistakes. And I'm going to tell you, he's going to go to the Raiders. He's going to do the exact same thing. You know and I know that this guy, he's unstable. He's mentally unstable. This guy's got mental illness all written all over him. He's not going to be stable. He's not. I'm going to tell you, this reminds me of a story, man. It was a Ritchie Incognito type where I went to college at. There was a guy just like that, man. And so he would come along the train. This is serious. And people, you know, think, man, it was funny. He would come along, man, and, you know, we'd be, you know, having team dinner. You know, I was on the track team. So he would come over there, man, to people, you know, smaller people he thought was weak. And he would come over, man, and just take food off their tray and then laugh. And, you know, he was doing this for months. He never did it to me. And then one day, he just looked over, a big old dude, looked over, and he reached on my tray and grabbed some fries. And so I jumped up at him, and he said, oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? So, you know, I grabbed his hand and bent his wrist back. He said, oh, God. You know, I took his hand and bent his wrist back. Because, you know, remember, I had wrestled, man. I had wrestled. And so, you know, me taking him down, you know, I bent his hand back and took him down. That was no problem. So he said, okay, when we get outside, you know, I'm going to show you what's up. Oh, I said, okay. I said, let's do this. Oh, you know, I wasn't worried about him. So we got outside and he said, now, you know, what you want to do? So I had a 16-pound shot put. You know, I was carrying it with me because for practice, I threw shot and discus. I had a 16-pound shot put. It was in a bag. And I said, you want to know what I'm going to do? He said, yeah, let's go. Let's go now. So I took the bag, I swung the bag, and I hit him in the top of the head. That's right. And guys, part of me, I enjoyed every second of it. I hit him in the top of the head. And he had a little gash at the top of his head and it was bleeding. And he was on the ground just, you know. and I know that don't sound right. I know it don't sound right. But see, what these people got to understand is you being bullied by guys like Ritchie Incognito. They really weak. They really weak. Okay? They really, really weak. And see, they don't have people that go at them. And this is the underlying problem. They don't have people that come back at them. See, you got to deal with these people. You got to deal with guys like Ritchie Incognito, but somebody going to kill him. He going to mess with the wrong person and somebody going to put a bullet up in him. And I ain't going to have no remorse, man. I ain't going to have no remorse. There's the stuff that this guy does, man. The people he's been terrorizing. Maybe somebody need to clap back at him. And in the right way.